What is up, everybody? It's Nico from the EHG community coming back to you with another episode of the EHG podcast. It has been a while, a major long time since we actually have done this. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, if you guys don't know, with some of the news from Gundam Evolution and everything, things from Bandai about Gundam, they were talking about the game being shut down. So let me go ahead and actually go to the website and read you the letter. It's actually pretty sad. It sucks that that's gonna happen. So I really hope things are gonna change from now on. So if you give me one quick second here, let me go to the website. And usually when I do these podcasts, I go ahead and I do things right off the dome. I don't really do a script because it's just off the dome. So let me go ahead and go to the news here, which kind of fucking sucks about what they were talking about. So let me put this up here before we continue. Quick, let me put the display up, and we pop it in here. So yeah, which I can't actually. I don't think I could zoom in. I'm using Opera G. So this was July 21st, 2300 roadmap update schedule updated. Thank you for your continued support. This is Kazuya Maruyama, the executive producer of Gundam Evolution. It is with great sadness that we are announcing the conclusion of Gundam Evolution. This game services will end on November 29th, 2023, which is before Christmas, which is a pretty long time for you guys to enjoy the game. So you have at least probably 3 months good so far. We want to create a title that brought FPF fans and Gundam fans together. We challenged ourselves to create an authentic Gundam FPS game that could be played globally. Unfortunately, we have determined that that is no longer possible for us to provide a service that satisfies our players. We want to express our gratitude to everyone who has played the game and supported us to this point. At the same time, we would like to sincerely apologize to our fans and players. Though Gundam Evolution is coming to a close, updates will continue to roll out with Season 9, new unit Zeta Gundam, and new maps, Ironworks, Domination, and Large Water Facility Point Capture on August 23rd, and the new season, the new unit Camphor, and new maps Space Fortress Destruction on October 25th. We will do our best so players continue to enjoy the game while it remains live. Please find below the schedule leading to the end of service, in-game charges, and FAQ. Although we don't have much time until Gundam Evolution services ends, development and administrative change will remain hard to work to ensure players can enjoy it until then. Thank you as always for your continued support. And they have a full-on roadmap of what's coming out, what's gonna be set up, the new balance adjustments, everything, and then the end of service. So technically what they said was literally that they went ahead and canceled the whole entire game because of the fact that they couldn't find a way to go ahead and satisfy the consumer. Now, if you guys have ever played Gundam Evolution, this game is literally the idea of Gundam with a TF2 or Overwatch type gameplay. I think it looks pretty good. Otherwise, as a game and as a person who's played it since beta, who played it at release, I've enjoyed it. I majorly enjoyed it. I majorly enjoyed it on the PC, on the PS5. I enjoyed it in many different platforms. I've enjoyed different types of Gundam that I've used, such as Pale Rider, one of my favorites, Zaku 2, Ashamar, Turn A Gundam, which is my main, Marasai, Unicorn, New Gundam, Hyperion, Heavy Arms Gundam, and even Susanoo. And it's really, really weird that it's gonna go down. I really would not like this game to go down. I really hate the fact that it is going down. So here's my opinion of why I feel like they really failed on this. This game did not push a lot of, it was not doing a lot of networking, in the sense like it was not promoting too much. Like, you see everything promoting, then you know what, yes, you were like getting a lot of like nonsense left and right in regards for like Overwatch. You're getting things for Wayfinder, but you're not getting things for Gundam Evolution. You're not getting it on Facebook posts. You're not getting it on Twitter posts, Instagram. It was so weird. Like, where certain things like that, even if you have I would say like a profile to follow to get updates, it's good to actually promote your things here and there. And it's as how Overwatch is really going downhill. As a person who's played Overwatch 2, this could have been a good alternative, especially for a game or for a series like Gundam. Especially if you're a big anime fan, if you love mech type animes, this should have been the answer for this. But the thing is, I don't see how these guys failed like that. It seemed more of the idea of, oh, you know what? We failed because of the fact that we didn't know what the fuck we are doing. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying in the sense they didn't know what they were doing with the game as overall of the design. The game is enjoyable. It's fun. I think like graphic wise it is amazing. I think overall as a game, this has not been loved so much in a sense to go ahead and promote it or given to people to show off. You know how like Overwatch has like certain streamers, or Overwatch provides things for certain streamers. How there are certain things like in regards to, oh, you know what, now we have certain professional streamers for Overwatch. Or like stream keys given to Overwatch. It goes to a point where there's a closed beta. People went to this because this was a secondary choice because of the fact that the Overwatch beta was out. It's very weird to me how someone like Bandai Namco could not have pushed anything of this game. It's really annoying to me. Also, another thing that kind of kills the game for me is simply of the fact that when you see games like this, you want them to be, I would say, a lot more loved in the competitive area. It is very hard to find a game in the competitive area. It is very hard to go ahead and go with a game in the competitive area. It's especially when you're trying to look for a game in the competitive area, it's really weird to be like, oh, you know what, now we cannot go ahead and do anything with this game in the competitive area to get players to start playing competitively. Now, I think it should be a lot different where, where they should have pushed the competitive aspect to it, but they didn't. It's very, very sad that like something like this game wasn't pushed too hard on the competitive aspect. You see things like Overwatch being pushed, Paladins being pushed, Fortnite even, of course, is being pushed. Smite is being pushed. You even get things like League of Legends being pushed. You cannot make a creative area in a competitive spot and then not push it. That's what players want to see. If you want to be a competitive player, they want a competitive scene. Fighting games have competitive scenes. Even fucking games like goddamn Gears of War, even though how shitty it is, and the competitive scene still has the damn scene. I don't understand like where something like this could have failed on the competitive area. And you know, maybe it could have been the idea that, oh, you know, this game did not follow the idea of counters. Sorry, string is over there. It followed more of the idea of like for instance, like it didn't come to the idea where, you know, you had to choose like your own like specific, you know, role. You could literally just like try to do this based off of skill. But my issue personally is just that they did not push this game to be loved in a way that, you know, Overwatch did. Now, even though Overwatch is a freaking trash can of a game right now, somehow the player base is still becoming a thing. Like people are wanting to play it, but then at one point would not freaking do things like, you know, like pay for certain characters, pay for this or that. And that was another issue why I feel like this game failed. Like certain things like characters were locked behind the battle pass. Now I understand a company has to make money off of that, but here's my major issue with certain things like that. When you constantly update the game and characters like that are locked out to a point where you have to buy them, and a meta can change based off of that, then the character should be free. Automatically the character should be free. It's very, very rare for me that, you know, I would hate the idea that, oh, like a company makes some money off of that, but it doesn't work when something like that is the problem. Now, as I said, with this, we have a great selection of characters. You know, even those who are fans of Gundam, you have like old good selection of characters. Like you have like the turning Gundam. You even have the classic Gundam, the original classic Gundam right here. And the fact that this game failed was majorly because of the laziness in promotion or giving anything towards the consumer. Now, as I said, this game is beautifully designed. And the fact that people said that they failed, that they couldn't find a way to do so, there's so many ways in that area that you could fucking do so. And I hate when people say that. Like, there's so many fucking ways you can go ahead and make someone happy with the concept of the game. Like, I'll show you right now. So, you know how Overwatch intentionally has many different modes? You have regular quick play mode with two different types of roles. You have, you know, role quick play, regular open queue quick play. You have open queue comp, role queue comp. You have things like arcade with multiple different gaming modes, and you have like the ability to even make your own customizable games. Why was the custom match thing added in so fucking late? The idea that I could have made a fucking tournament should have been a no problem. Now, challenges. Why is this? There should have been more challenges for this. And it should have been based off of, like, you know, not just the eligible units, but based on what you do in the game. And it would have caused more people to play the game. Now, the weekly challenges are good, but here's my issue with this. You don't get too much from this. You don't get too much from these events. Now, does it have like things like loot boxes? Yes. So like for instance, like there's like a loot box right here, like, or a supply pod right here. Like right there. I can go ahead and I have a ticket right now. I can buy one with a ticket. And that's by doing the events. That's something that they are doing better than what Overwatch is doing. Now, Overwatch is just absolutely just throwing bullshit on people. So, that's one thing with it. And the fact that they fucked up majorly on that, it kind of bothers me. It's like... So, I'll give you an idea. So, like, I don't have these 3 characters. In order for me to go ahead and unlock these 3 characters, I need to gain the blue, you see the blue currency, or the yellow currency, which is like the in-game tokens. So I'm going to show you what they are. They are, yeah, I don't even remember what they're called. So they have like things like the, let me see where it goes to a point. They have like the regular currency and then the in-game currency. The in-game currency in regards to like, you know, earning stuff is like no longer there. It's not there. Like, it's like, I don't understand why that's a concept that's foreign to people. Like, if you don't give them a reason to want to go ahead and play these games anymore, or feel, you know, in a sense like it's actually rewarding, they're not gonna want to do it. You know, I don't understand why I cannot have an actual choice to be like, hey, you know what? I could go ahead and unlock this skin right here from Murasai. I need like you see, this even needs 3 different types of another currency. Like, how are we not able to go ahead and earn that to a certain extent? We could get it from supply boxes, but only if we get duplicates of stuff. Like, it's not fair. Like, in any type of manner, you have to buy or pay for in-game currency. Now, that's another reason why it's technically failing. It's always to a point where it feels so unrewarding for these games. Now, one major issue that I've had with this game, specifically towards what the devs have done, and this really annoys me extremely. Why are there only 2 playable modes here? This is a game where you don't even need counters. You could literally play who you want. This is a game where even a team deathmatch could have happened. And this is also a game where things like raid bosses could happen. Why are raid bosses foreign to a game like this? Why are games like, you know, Overwatch or even like, you know, Paladins not able to bring things like raid bosses? You know what had raid bosses that was pretty good? It was Smite. Smite had raid bosses. You know how annoying that shit is? The fact that there are raid bosses in Smite, but not in these games. Now, things like an Overwatch PvE. A PvE would have been great on this. A PvE would have been absolutely amazing on this. But no, they didn't want to do that either. Now, as I said, things like this could have been saved so easily. But here's my opinion. It's literally the lack of creativity in the dev area where they really wanted to possibly come up with the idea. I bet you devs did try to come up with this idea. But in the process, they weren't able to because of the simple fact, you know, they barely get a chance to make any decisions. Like, if I had a decision to make as a dev or something I want to add into the game as a dev, I have to bring that to the business area. They won't even let me have a yes for it and be like, oh, you know what, you're making the game, go ahead and do it. No, it has to be an okay thing. It has to be like, oh, yo, you know, we'll pop this in, just say fuck it. No, it's literally a yes or no from the dev area, and they have to get, like, you know, clearance on that. It freaking sucks. And you know, something like this especially would have been great if it was like a PvE game like Overwatch. But you know what? They don't do something like that. They don't have specific modes like that. That is also another reason why they failed. The lack of games for it. The lack of modes for it. You know, like, it could have been like, oh, you know what? Now, guess what? We have a team deathmatch thing. Or it could have been, oh, the first to 50 would win. Or the first to 75, even 100. Especially for this, you're getting multiple kills here. Or especially like a free-for-all would have worked. That would have been initially one of the best choices for this game. But they don't really push the idea for this. And it's very, very sad how a game like this literally has to fail because of the lack of ideas that would have been good being put to use. It's so weird to me, and I don't understand. I really don't get the idea of it. I really don't understand why, you know, certain things are missed out on a game. It really doesn't require things like, you know, even counters. This could have been the game that a lot of people would have loved to play. A free game, a free Gundam game. If you want to stop playing Overwatch, because I know when people stop playing Overwatch, this would have been a secondary choice. And this would have been a good secondary choice. Or if not, even possible, Paladins would have been a secondary choice. But the fact that this was also a choice is a great idea. But these guys really failed on aspects that are very important. You know, pushing it out there. You know, having more game modes that people could go ahead to enjoy. Doing things like pushing a competitive scene. Like they could have pushed this scene so popular, or made it so popular to a point where they could have actually had their own league. You know, a lot of things, even like this or this small, could have made a league. Overwatch did it, Paladins did it, Smite did it. All these type of games could have done it. But now it goes to a point where, hey, now we have to go ahead and find ourselves another game to possibly replace Overwatch, which is Paladins, most likely. But now people who love Gundam have to watch this die, and they can only enjoy it for a certain amount of time. And it's very, very sad. Extremely sad. Where a lot of ideas could have been put to this, but I think they really missed it. I think they literally striked out multiple times on this. And it's just sad on how the idea of this game was just so foreign to these people. And as a person who loved this game, who had major problems playing it at first, but who loved this game, it's very, very sad that I'm gonna have to see this, you know, go downhill. But in the comments, let me know what you guys feel about it. I want to know how you guys specifically feel on, you know, Gundam Evolution literally shutting down. Let me know your opinions on this. Definitely subscribe to the EHG community. Definitely turn your notifications for when we get new streams and new videos set out. Definitely join us on our Facebook group, our Discord channel. Make sure to go ahead and check out our merchandise and to support us on Patreon. But this is Nico from the EHG community. Stay tuned for another podcast episode. Remember that there's always something amazing on the horizon.